Welcome back, revolutionaries and revolutionites, future revolution leaders. And today we're going to dive into module number 2 of Network Marketing Revolution, which is Gravitational Presentation Blueprint. Now, behind these modules are strategies and tactics that are really close to my heart. Why? Because these are what allowed me to break through into my 5 figures income. And it is the backbone, it set the foundation and backbone for me to enjoy my 6 and 7 figures income. So without what I'm about to share with you, all of that wouldn't be possible. Okay, and I actually didn't know what I stumbled upon because I thought I wasn't doing so great, but I realized that within a short period of just 2 years in my network marketing business, I was able to recruit hundreds of distributors in India, in a country that I can't speak the language that's there. So when I look back, I was wondering, what did I do right? And actually, what I've just done in this module is actually the compilation of thousands of hours of presentations on our products, on the business opportunity, on recruitments, reconstructing my presentations to find the most effective, profitable, and engaging way to present our business or a business opportunity or products. So I'm excited for you because it's going to be a total game changer. And it's not the traditional way of presentation. You see, when we get our information from the company and sometimes from our sponsors, the presentation may be nice, but it doesn't serve the purpose for conversion, not profitable, not effective, not engaging. So this is about to change everything of that. You're going to create your presentation that gives you that gravitational effect on your prospects. So grab a piece of pen and paper and let's jump into this right now. And before I start, some housekeeping. If you haven't done your fun work, please do. How many of you guys like the storytelling formula, right? It's really interesting to see how it's done, right? And for those of you who post, what's the result? Share it with us. If you haven't done it, what are you waiting for? Go and use the tool. Okay, the best way to learn to use the tool is actually use it, right? You don't buy a gun and then you put it into, a drilling gun or a hammer and keep it underneath your kitchen counter. You're never going to create anything. Use it, test it out. I know the tools are powerful, but you gotta use it to see the results, okay? So if you haven't done it, please go ahead and do the fun work. And here is the little cat, the piggy bank cat. Meow. Asking you to confirm your email because some of you got invited through Facebook, so you haven't confirmed your email. Please confirm your email because we got bonuses that you can win if you confirm your email. The link is in the comments below, okay? Let's dive straight into the agenda today. We're going to talk about a key truth. The key truth that drives the whole philosophy behind Gravitational Presentation Blueprint. Why non-gravitational presentation will kill your business, literally kill you, and it almost killed me in my business as well. No kidding. And what makes gravitational presentation so powerful? I'm going to teach you the WTR format, which is part of the Gravitational Presentation Blueprint, and key resources for you to build. What kind of key resources do you need to build that presentation? And last but not least, I'm going to show you the blueprint so you can start building and start laying out the foundations to build that solid presentation. Okay, I'm super pumped for you. So let's jump right into the key truth. Okay, here's the first key truth. Your prospects actually hate to be sold to. Just like what Kenneth said, that if you post your products online, people are judging you and people don't want to be sold to. You don't like to when someone is trying to sell you something, isn't it? And the thing is, the cynical part is that your prospects actually like to buy. So this is the key truth we need to inspect. And it's because of what we call the law of gravity. And interpreted into our business presentation, okay, is the law of gravity, but in a way that affects our sales because there is a law of gravity. And the reason I use law of gravity is, the best way to explain law of gravity is this. Think about this. If I took my mouse and I drop it from here, it's going to fall, right? So that's the law of gravity. It is always acting upon us. Even if I'm sitting down here, I'm actually on effect of law of gravity. So are you. It's always on effect. And it's indiscriminate. So it doesn't matter if it's a mouse or me or a baby or a cat, the law of gravity works for everyone. Okay? That's the law of gravity. So, but if you try to resist the law of gravity, you will eventually get tired because it's endless. It is everywhere all the time. All right, that's the law of gravity. So gravity is the pulling force, right? So what's the opposite of gravity? It's the repelling. So if you don't gravitate, you repel. Okay? And the reason why I say law is because there is no argument. It's always there. Then there is a law of gravity for customers as well. And if we aren't gravitating our customers to us, we are actually repelling them. That's it. It's either one or the other. Okay, and I'll tell you signs on whether you are gravitating or repelling. But let me dive a little bit deeper and take this law into our commerce, into what it means to do business, right? So the best way to explain that is to take you through an experience, which is like this. Let me ask you this question. Which one are you more gravitated to? I'm going to give you two options. Okay. Option A, the dream house that you want to buy, the car that you so wish to drive, the sports car, the Porsche, the BMW, the Mercedes, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, or whichever is it, right? Or the dream holiday, Seychelles Island, or Bali, or Phuket, or going to the Swiss Alps. Or that delicious meal you want to get, and ladies, not forgetting that beautiful dress you've been eyeing for, that make you look so gorgeous. And that amazing bag that everyone's going to be jealous when I'm wearing it. All right? I'm just messing around, but you get it, right? All these things that you want, have you noticed there's a gravitational value to it? That even if you cannot purchase it right now, you will figure it out. You actually want to buy this product so much that you would find a way to make it happen. Even if you don't have the money, you go and find the money to actually buy it. And that's the power of putting your customer in the gravitational track versus the repelling track. So you've got a choice, right? Do you want the customer to come to you or go away from it? So it's option A, right? Let's hold that thought for a moment. But option A seems very appealing, isn't it? How about option B? You're walking down the mall and somebody is trying to sell you a credit card and these salespeople, if you think about it, credit cards don't really cost money because they don't usually charge anything on the first year, and they give you vouchers and they give you gifts if you sign up. And especially in Malaysia, it's really aggressive in shopping malls. Now, which one would you like? Because option B, from my observation, right? Not everyone, but observation, people tend to move away from these guys. And in fact, you go to a mall in Malaysia especially, and in some countries I noticed that as well, when the credit card guy comes up to you, you tend to look away, right? And you like pretend that, oh, I can't see you. Or you try to hide behind someone so they don't catch you. But in the moment they see you in lock eyes, that's it, you're done, right? And they start giving you all this free stuff from signing up. And notice how we generally react to this circumstance. So which one do you gravitate to? Option A or option B? Obviously option A. But here's a cynical thing again. Cynical thing. This is free. You can in fact get bonuses, right? You just put in details, you put in an application, you get a voucher, or you get some luggage or something, right? Whereas the other one costs you money and costs you effort. So what is the deal? The deal is so simple. The key truth: your prospects do not like to be sold to, and they like to buy. Okay, and that's the difference between the degree difference is either they are being gravitated towards you or they are repelling against you, right? And when they are gravitating towards you, your sales process is easy, it's smooth, your customers enjoy it, and they will find the money to buy what they really want. And if you're in the repelling state with your customers, you'll feel the tiredness, the friction, and sometimes it feels so freaking futile. You get burnout. I don't know about you, even if you can make money, I'm not saying repelling the method of going after customers and doing the credit card sales is not effective, but I want you to consider that it takes a lot of energy. That's why the turnover rates for credit card sales are extremely high, because it's futile. So even if you can make money, what's the point, right? And I've shared this from experience, right? So I was a training manager before I left into and joined network marketing business. I said, well, it's doing presentations. I should be pretty darn good at it. But guess what? 3 months down the business, I really failed because I didn't understand that I was doing non-gravitational presentations. It eventually almost killed me in my business. No kidding. Right? So it doesn't matter how great of a presenter you are, but if you don't understand the gravitational effect, the law of gravity is indiscriminate. It works all the time. You will get punished. But if you respect the law, and if you use the law to your advantage, you will see the results, right? And that's why not creating non-gravitational presentations is a direct disrespect to the law. That's why you will suffer. You get tired, burnt out, it's futile. Okay, and you get like this: no one except for your girlfriend or boyfriend who's there to support you, who's not your customer or your prospect. See, non-gravitational presentations are usually boring. If you don't apply the strategies, it will be boring. Resistance starts from the beginning. Remember, if you're not gravitating, you're repelling. Okay, your prospects start saying no before they get started. You start creating objections, excuses, and friction the whole time. A poor presentation creates opportunities for objections and excuses and friction. All right. And people dump in too much information. The more information you keep dumping to people, the more objections come up, right? So how do you strategically place your information? Your prospects might feel intimidated. You're not wasting your time. You feel drained. Your relationship gets awkward. Sometimes you damage the relationship, and it's high effort for low sales. What's the point? And that's non-gravitational presentation, which is repelling people, okay? But when you have gravitational presentations, your prospects hang on every single word you say. Now, have you noticed, now in the pause moment, have you noticed that even at this point in the presentation, you continuously want to learn what's coming up, isn't it? Because I'm applying what I preach. And that's why it's interesting, isn't it? And you see some of the great presenters in the world, they have this gravitational effect with their presence and the way they show their knowledge or they show the information. And write this down, okay? Take a pen, write this down. There are information that informs and there are information that transforms. So what it means is that not all information are equal, not in the sense of the actual information. The difference is the way we present the information, okay? So anyways, coming back to here. Your prospects hang on every single word you're saying because it means something. And your prospects say yes. Some prospects will say yes before the presentation ends. They're already interested. They want to make the purchase. They want to make the next move. Tell me the price, right? And some prospects will start handing over their application forms and the money to sign up at the end of the presentation. If you do it well, that's what happens. You don't need to ask them to say, hey, when you sign in, they will say, I want to sign up. Remember, just like the car, just like the house, you go to the house and say, I want this house. You went to the car showroom and say, I want this BMW, I want this Mercedes, right? That is the point of gravitational presentation. And again, I'm so excited because if you really grasp this, it's a total game changer. You evoke motivation from your prospect, they will find ways to buy a product even though they can't buy a product. So even if you got prospects who don't have the money to sign up to join your business per se, they might sell their couch or sell their guitar, or they will find a way to work part-time to make the money to get in the business. And that is the power of gravitational. Like you, because when you want the car so much, you will work hard, you will recruit and sell more, and you want that car and that bag, or that holiday, or that rank, whichever, right? There is no such thing as lack of money, it's a lack of emotions. And when we do gravitational presentations, the prospects feel that the buying decision is easy and there's no friction. Because again, gravity is about pulling, it's about following the law, all right? And have it be a smooth process. And I know this by heart, and I said it earlier. 3 months in my business, I was literally counting pennies. So this is the state. I was trying to find a picture that represents when I was not doing gravitational presentations, right? Great presenting, I was a trainer. I just didn't have this blueprint. And that's why this blueprint it changes everything. So 3 months in the business, I was doing a lot of presentations and I couldn't make enough sales. And my credit card debt was as high as 22,000 ringgit, which is roughly around 8,000 US dollars or 7. And I was in the checkout counter with my then ex-fiance, and I couldn't pay for the stuff because I have less than 180 US dollars in my wallet. It was really shameful because I promised my then fiance that I will take care of her, and she's using her savings to pay. She hasn't got a job yet. And when I looked myself in the mirror, I was loading things in the car. It was a feeling of anger and frustration because I did everything that I can to actually get the sale, right? I thought I did everything, right? I tried to be the nice guy. I gave all the information. I gave clear information. I gave books. I gave resources, and yet the customer does not buy. So I'm confused. I'm angry. I'm frustrated, and I could have quit right there, but I didn't because there was more than just wanting to have the life of my dreams. Because I didn't want to go back to work and sustain my life, and live live below my means and try to recover my debt. I didn't want to go back, everyone knowing that I am the MLM failure. That was my biggest fear. That's why I didn't quit. I couldn't be labeled an MLM failure. So I was determined to find a way. So even though I was in the repelling zone, okay, I want to show you a picture of me in the repelling zone. You can see that here is a fourth month in my business, and you can see in my face that I'm rather tired because I've been doing presentations and driving around working for 16 to 18 hours a day. So I said I'll do whatever it takes to succeed, right? So I kept using the non-gravitational way to present, and I had really low conversion. So even though it works, it's tiring, it's futile. You can see it on my face on that picture that I'm tired. But then I learned how to make it gravitational, and my life changed forever. Literally, it is not an exaggeration. Okay, my life literally changed. It went from people repelling from me. Okay, you can see there's a guy behind there. He wants to leave. There's two persons at the door wanting to leave. You know how tiring is it trying to present to people who doesn't want to be in the room? But entirely leaves. Let me show you another picture. This is when I started to apply gravitational blueprint. We have people in the room and there's not enough seats. People are standing behind. That is a sort of gravitational effect, isn't it? Now, mind you, I've been then applying the gravitational presentation style for already more than a year. That's my results, right? And again, I've done this thousands upon thousands of hours deconstructing and reconstructing my presentation. Okay, but it changed my life completely because it became easy. You can see on my face, I'm having fun, I'm smiling. Look at me, I'm smiling, right? And everything I done will be in groups, and it led me to be able to start my training company. So I train a lot, right? I have a company called Caveman, and we serve some Fortune 500 companies like Unilever. It's not here, but there's Royal Bank of Canada. All these guys are our clients, and the philosophy of our training is the same thing, using gravitational presentation blueprint. And that has led me to be able to facilitate huge training, speaking events, from entrepreneurs to running, this is one of our programs, it's called Business Accelerator Program, all the way until 200 plus people. And I couldn't have made any of this happen if I didn't use the gravitational presentation blueprint. And I'd like to give this all to you in a key today. But I want you to promise me that you actually use it, because you are going to need to reconstruct your presentation. And for some of you might feel that it's daunting. But let me ask you this question. Would you take an axe that is blunt and try to hack down the whole forest? Or would you not even sharpen your axe? You get a machine that cuts down trees. Right? I'm not giving you a sharpening axe. I'm giving you the option, the key to start that machine. Okay? Literally. Because when you have this, you can scale your business. You can literally scale your business. Right? That's how important I want you to get this message. So promise me that you're going to take this and apply it into your business. Build your presentation. No matter what people have given to you, inspect if it fits in this format. If not, adjust it. Because you're going to pay the price if you don't do it. You're going to repel customers. You're going to get tired and futile. You don't want that, don't you? So take the time, give yourself a little bit of time to craft this. I'm going to give you the format. It's simple 4 steps that anyone can do, right? So if you're ready to do it, type in the comment below, gravitational, that you want to be gravitational. Okay, let's go. Step 1, light the fire. Light the fire. This is the first step you do in any presentations. So here's the key truth. Your prospects are actually uncomfortable in their life. Okay? Look, most people are not getting a 10 out of 10 life, like 100%, like let's say the maximum score is 10. No one is at 10 at 10. Right? So because of that, there's either, if you're very low, a lot of pain, or some in the middle, they feel a lot uncomfortable. But here's what we learn as human beings. We adjust, we evolve, we adapt. Let's say we don't have enough money, we are uncomfortable, and we learn to put ourselves to sleep by making ourselves numb to it. You know, like say you want to buy a house that you really want and say, it's too expensive, it'll never happen for me. See, we numb ourselves from things that they want, and that is some sort of a pain. But the point is, the fact that I want to put out here is not only your customers are in discomfort, they are also asleep. Okay? They are asleep. That's why they will never pay attention. That's why I have people walking out of my presentation because they are asleep. It's not urgent. It's not on fire. So what you're doing with the light, the fire, is you're not essentially burning someone's house. You're not actually attacking someone, because the discomfort is already there. You are merely evoking that discomfort so they pay attention to you. You get it? So here's the trick. When someone is asleep, you don't just wake anyone up by shouting at them for no reason. I don't know about you, but I've been woken by weird noises and other people doing weird things, right? And stuff. And I don't appreciate it. So when I get out, I get really grumpy. So some people say any attention is good attention. No, some attention is damaging. So you want to wake a person up by not shouting at them, by actually strategically asking few questions. So instead of shouting at them, we raise the alarm bell. Now, if you're sleeping, and if I wake you up and told you the building's on fire, and you can smell the smoke, you can hear the alarm, you're not going to say like, I want to go back to bed, right? What are you going to do? You're going to jump out of the freaking bed, right? I don't care if you're wearing an underwear or you're wearing no underwear, right? You're going to jump out of the bed, grab your valuables, wrap yourself up, hopefully, if you have nothing on, and run the heck out of the building, right? And you won't scold me for getting you up, right? You will appreciate the fact that I asked you to get out. So you got to ring the alarm bell. If you want to get your customers' attention, don't do it the polite way. Do it the important way, the urgent way. If you do it the polite way, no one appreciates it, right? They say, why are you waking me up, right? But it's a fire, right? That's the whole point. So there's an urgent issue. What you want them to essentially capture on the first slide or the first 5 minutes of the presentation, you must hit on the dot, what is the issue? Most people, what they do, they start doing their presentations about who am I, what I've achieved and stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, right? Look at this presentation. I only introduced myself way deep, like 5-10 minutes in the presentation, right? It's not relevant. You have to touch the issues first. So I want to show you a format how to light the fire, right? There are a few questions you ask and the answer becomes the backbone, right? So what is the pain or the problem that your prospect might suffer or have or experience? Okay, again, they could have numbed it. And it could be a moving pain. Remember what Kenneth talked yesterday. It's not the moaning pain, not the dog that goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. Hopefully I'm as good as Kenneth being the dog. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. I have a cat at home. I don't have a dog. So this is my best impression of a dog. So, not the moaning pain. I'm talking about the pain that moves people. All right. So talk about the moving pain. Why is it not solved? See, if the pain is there and it's not solved, it increases the urgency, increases the importance. And what's the cost of waiting? There is a cost for not solving this problem. Okay? And ask them, are you ready to participate for the rest of the presentation? Just like that, you wake them up. So, example could be, let's say you're selling some supplements for like wellness, right? And you can go something like this. Have you noticed that most people, older people, right? They people that suffers from lifestyle disease. They suffer from gout, high blood pressure, arthritis, and all those mumbo jumbo. And have you noticed that no matter how many pills they take, the condition seems to get worse and worse every year? So why are we solving a lifestyle disease using a medication? It's weird, isn't it? And in fact, some of these lifestyle disease, though they are small now and they're getting worse by the year using medication, what can it develop to next? Right? High blood pressure. Could it be stroke, heart attack? So there are so many concerns that comes from using medication to try to solve this. So are you ready to find out other ways they can possibly overcome this? Right? So, okay, I know it's a really rough draft, but do you get the point? Like you go, okay, I'm paying attention to you right now. So notice I use a technique called third party. I didn't say that are you suffering from high blood pressure, because health is a very personal thing, especially in Asia. So what you want to do is use third party. So they say, yeah, I know somebody, the somebody is me. All right. So that's how you do it. Okay, that's how, and I actually use this for Network Marketing Revolution, right? So I say like, how many of you here have lost sales and recruitment because events are being cancelled? And have you noticed that events are being delayed and a lot of countries are restricting events? So what's going to be the outcome of our business? And is waiting for the business to go back to normal even possible? So do we have to wait, or do we have to revolutionize our business, to change the way we do this before it's too late? Because our prospecting streams are drying out, events are cancelling, and there's no place to prospect. We need to find a new way. So, you get what I mean, right? That's the point. Okay, it kind of ties in with what Kenneth is teaching, isn't it? See, there's a general wisdom in in most things that work. There is a general wisdom across all spheres. Okay, so even Kenneth is great at copywriting, in sales and presentation. There is a common wisdom that meets over there. Okay. So that's how you light the fire, light the fire, the inspiration to light the fire. Okay. If you need to, drop in a few resources. Drop a few resources means things that support what you are claiming. Okay. So for example, like, do you know that Malaysia has the highest rate of diabetes? For example. So according to who, right? Do you know that chemotherapy and radiotherapy has a 2.3% success rate after 5 years of actually going through that treatment? And this is according to the American Anti-Cancer Institute. Killing Cancer, Not People is in that book. It's quoted over there, right? So you use those to give it a bit more oomph because there is a statistic, right? So you don't need a lot of it. 1 or 2 will be great. Any of these resources over here, okay? You can read them. And if you're going to use a live demonstration, especially for this part, make sure it's extremely fast, extremely short, it hits the point and you move on, okay? So the light the fire is like in and out, okay? Second, you want to escort the evacuation. You want to now the customer is, the prospect's like, okay, I got to get out. I got to get out, right? Now, when your building is on fire, there's a lot of chaos. And in the chaos, your prospect will look for the fastest way to get out, right? Because when you have something that's dangerous, the first thing you want is to get away from the danger, isn't it? Although they want to be safe, they might prioritize fast over safe, likely death. And if you don't solve this right now, they will start comparing you or resort to cheaper, inferior, and more convenient solutions. See, this is the part where if you don't do this well, they will actually start gravitating towards your competitors. Some of you who may have experienced like what I had before I did the gravitational presentation blueprint, that in the end, when the customer walks away, they start looking for other products and they start comparing and end up buying my competitor products. And you can say and blame the internet and all these things, but the truth is that we have the responsibility to actually change this in our presentation. So if you're having a hard time closing a customer, it's because you're going the repelling way. You're not doing the gravitational way. So here is the moment you dissolve your competition, right? You educate them here. So even if they go away, they're actually comparing from the perspective of, I want your product, but let me see if what they're saying is true. Versus like, I'm going to look for a cheaper product, a more cheaper product, a more convenient product. See, you have to change the perspective in the gravitational presentation. Okay, so if you're having those objections and stuff, do this. You have to do this in the chaos. So have you noticed up to this point, I never asked you to talk about your business plan or your products just yet? That's the point. It's not about the product. Okay, anyways, coming back here. It's all about the customers, It's all about the customers' buying needs. You see the part about the gravitational? So what you want to do right now, coming back to the, coming back to here, you're focusing on buying needs, not selling them. Okay, you're increasing their buying appetite. You're whetting their buying appetite. You're salivating. I want. So now, during the chaos, your job is to provide order and safety. That's your job right now. Okay. So I'm going to teach you the WTR format to create order. Okay. It's like you with a signal. Say here, this is the right way to go. So you want to, at this point of the presentation, which is probably 5 minutes in, you're going to educate them about what are the dangers outside there. So they're running outside the hall and looking for the exit, right? You're going to teach them, please don't use the elevator because the elevator is dangerous, right? But if they don't know, the fastest way to go down from 40th floor is to take the elevator. But if you told them, hey, it is the fastest way, but it's not the safest. What if the fire burns and the motor stops or the cable snaps? You can die in the elevator. They're like, oh, okay, I'd rather run down, right? And people start bringing their belongings and you tell them, what if you trip and fall on your belongings? You can cause you severe injury, concussion. You could have just passed out here and die in the fire. Oh, okay, I'll leave my things behind. So you see, you're educating people so they take the safest route. So your job is to show them what is dangerous. So the 3 things that you can use, and you ideally want to touch 3 of this in the education part. What you want to do is show them how to avoid wasting money, time, or energy. Okay? By showing them how alternatives and other methods are actually useless. So, for example, if you're trying to sell like a supplement product that has vitamins and let's say all those like microvitamins, coenzymes and stuff like that, right? You can say that, well, now that you know that we are all severely malnutrition, that our metabolism is impacted and we are at risk of, this disease, okay? So what is the lot? Some people might think that, okay, I can get them from my food, which is true, but let me show you how much it costs for us to get all these micronutrients and how much you have to eat. So not only you have to eat 5,000 calories, which you probably get fat to achieve that, right? And it's going to cost you an additional, let's say, $2,000 a month because it's organic and all of that. So I just hit the spot. It costs more money, it wastes your time, and it's actually it gives you something that you don't want, like a counter effect, right? So you probably regret, which is the R. I'll talk about the R later. So that is more, the waste part is more of addressing alternative methods. Because when somebody wants an outcome to remove that pain, they will try to find other methods, the cheaper way, the free way and stuff like that. Okay, it's like taking the elevator in the fire. So show them like, look, that's going to cost you so much. Buy a proper quality supplement. You can fulfill all of this without all the caloric surplus, right? And it costs you only within the range of 100, 200. Would you accept that? If I can show you product 100, 200, would you accept it? Would you consider it? Yes, great. See? Okay, I'll take the stairs. Okay? Dangerous traps. Okay, dangerous traps to avoid. T stands for traps. So you can talk about like how there are so many other sharks because this is such an important part. And because the fitness industry or supplement industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, I think it's billion or trillion. There are so many people out there producing inferior products with beautiful packaging. And what happens is that a lot of the price you're paying goes to the distribution and the shelf life and the pharmacy and etc. so on and so forth. So you can see how like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that. Or you can say like a lot of supplement companies, they don't actually produce their things. They're just they are just combining all these products into the bottle, and they're selling it to you to make a quick buck, but they don't really care the quality of the vitamins in it. So it's a trap. Oh, okay. There are traps out there. Pay attention to that and teach them how to detect the traps. And people will pay more attention to that versus your products, you see. So let's say if your product has very high certain nutritional value, and you teach them how to read some other products like labels, they are more interested at this than your actual product. And meanwhile, you are actually educating them on what to avoid traps. So look at this. They have this, and that's dangerous, and that. You shouldn't be eating any of this, right? So you haven't introduced your product, right? You're still teaching them. Okay, you're getting them ready. You're tilling them so when the product comes in, they're open for you. You see how brilliant this format is? And you show that a bad choice will make people regret. Okay, people are generally afraid to make bad choices, so you have to show them what gives them assurance. Is there any certificate, any like studies that give them the avoidance of regret? People don't want to have a regret. That's what people are mostly afraid of. Okay, so in this part, it takes you around 5 to 10 minutes and showing them WTR. And again, use some resources. If you can use a live demonstration to show that, look, this one is toxic, that is not, right? Or this is alkaline, this acid, this antioxidant, there's no antioxidants. Whatever is it, show a live demonstration to show it. Okay? And then you do some case studies or testimonials, uses any of those. Anything that can prove it. ABC, author, borrowed credibility is all over there. Right? You can use books and quote it. Right? Now, once you're done with that, you ask your prospects, are you open to an option that there's a probability of meeting all, or are you open to an option that meets all these criteria at a price that you can afford? The answer is yes. Let me show you. And now you rescue your prospects, and this is only when your product presentation or business presentation starts. The first part takes you around 5 to 10 minutes. And although it's an investment of time, it changes entirely how your prospect is treating you. Now you shifted, I whetted their appetite. Now we shifted from them repelling towards us to them gravitating towards us. And now all you gotta do is just receive them. Sounds like magic, isn't it? Because it is. It is not really, okay, it's not magic, it is psychology. Okay? So now is the time you make your thing the thing. And here's how you do it. Rather than showing all the features, I want you to focus on features and benefits of the product that's related to a certain thing that actually meets the safest and fastest way to get out of the building. So now you're going to specifically and strategically show the products that meet what you just taught them. Okay, the WTR, what the waste, what the traps, and what the things that they might regret. And show that you can actually overcome all of this with your product versus actually giving them a long lecture about the history, this and that. No, strategically put it in there. Okay, make it sharp, make it concise. And then, yes, you can slide in like history and other things, but the point is that they will at this point they will be looking for those things, and your product better have all those things. Show me the proof. So strategically place your features to actually counter those WTR, all right, or whether it's a product or business opportunity. And again, I want to take the philosophy of us being gravitated to a product. When you want something, when you want to buy, let's say a mouse or a watch, right? You start looking for it. Like, do you have this feature or that? You kind of know what features you want. When you buy an iPhone, does it give you this? You look for the feature. So when you educate them well, they're looking for the feature in your product, and that's why it's simple. You just show them, okay, you want this function, you have it over here. You want that function, you have it. There you go. Okay. And back it up with the resources. That's what I'm saying about. So again, the resources are the same thing. Live demonstrations, certificates, clinical journals, statistics, ABC, which is author borrowed credibility, projected comparisons, or any case studies, testimonials, or user experience. You can blend it, okay? But you just need to show one or two. I recommend two per feature or benefit. And you don't have to bombard about everything, okay? So here's an example, like you have a feature one, that counters waste, that say, look, there's an assurance that you have all your nutritional micronutrients and minerals met in these supplements over here, right? And you can show a live demonstration, or you can show, or if it's a live demonstration of what happens when you drop your supplement in the water and it does something, whatever is it, right? Or you can say that most of the water you drink is actually, it doesn't give you anything of great benefit. Okay, in fact, it's a waste for you to buy a machine that produces RO, because it's acidic, for example, and then you take the water out and then you show, look, it's acidic. But look, the water I'm asking you to buy, this machine gives you an alkaline water, which is the opposite. So you can spend as much money to buy the most expensive RO machine, but this machine gives you the alkalinity that your body needs to feel recharged, to detox, right? It's something like that. You get it, right? Okay. So the other thing about waste is, well, you can do it for business presentations as well, right? So you can talk about, like, there are many ways you can actually make money and stuff, but you get the whole hint. Let me just speed up because there's so much to cover. Feature 2, counter the traps, right? So you show certificates to show that you're legit, for example, or show ABC, right? And of course, regret, for example, you can show a case study that someone bought another product and they didn't like it and didn't have any results. When they should show this product, they got the massive results, all right? Or somebody's been working part-time as you want to counter the regret of going off the gig economy, like doing a part-time job, doing like graphic design, but after joining this business, they make this much money, right? So testimonial/case study, So book quotes are great as well. Okay, so you can mix and match. It's not set, but the idea is when you plan your presentation, on the back, you don't show this to your customer. You're thinking about, okay, how do I match the feature towards what I just taught my customers and prospects about? So when they come in, they're looking for it. You just put it on display. That's it. So when you can remove pain, you're safe and you're fast. That's it. You're like Panadol. They want to buy it, right? Which leads to the last part, the final countdown. This is when you need to drop the urgency. Okay, so here's a key truth that I want to share with you about the final countdown. And people say, I don't like to put like restrictions on my customers, but here's the truth. People are far more motivated by consequences than pleasure. Okay, period. All right. And it's not like a good or bad thing, but it's essentially how humans are raised, right? You do this wrong, you go to jail. You don't finish your homework, you get in trouble. You do this thing, you get in trouble. And people are motivated by staying away from trouble than actually going for the pleasure. And it's not essentially a bad thing, right? Because if that's the case, then men would be sleeping around because that's pleasurable, right? But people are motivated by they don't want the consequence of being called names or having a divorce and stuff like that. You get it? So people are more motivated by the consequences, and you need to use that in the closing to get what you want, to get these customers to sign up, right? Now, so they are very near right now, and sometimes people hesitate, and it's normal because when you want something so much, sometimes we hesitate, right? We're afraid. And in the final countdown, you actually help the customer count down to buying it, right? So the format goes like this. First of all, after you showcase the features that actually help with all that, you do a recap and show how your products help to remove the pain and achieve fantasy and covers the WTR. Okay, you do a recap and show that your product actually is the solution to remove the pain and get the fantasy. So the compensation plan that you have helps you remove all this pain and allow you to live the fantasy that you want. Okay, and then you list the deliverables. Okay, here's the deliverables. Just when you buy this, when you sign up, you get this. So you make it clear. The reason why deliverables are important to put out is that a confused mind always says no. Okay, so make it very clear what the deliverables are. So if you're selling a product, it gives you this warranty, it gives you this, it gives you that, etc. Right? List the deliverables. Okay, it's so much to have the mind be, okay, I'm actually buying this. If there's any bonus, okay, so not yet the bonuses, just the core product. And then you're going to go into a technique what I call Heaven's Door and Hell's Gate. So you can see now if you purchase this product, you're able to have all these good things in life, right? So if you come and join the business, you can have this, that. So paint the picture. Heaven's Door, right? I want you to imagine that, after working 6 years in a business, you're able, 6 months into the business, you're able to now quit your job if you choose to do. And suddenly you open up your mailbox and you open up the check and you realize that, man, I got an additional 10% increase on my income and I didn't do anything, right? And when you go to your meetings, you are surrounded by people who thank you for supporting them to reach their goals, and they made more money and they're able to quit their job and do whatever they want to do and chase their passion. Okay? So, but that is possible when you sign up. But a lot of people is that they know what they want, they know this product works, they know this business works, they know that we have to find a second income, but they hesitate and they didn't. So now they slide down to Hell's Gate, right? You know, so most people think that if I don't decide and I take my time and I drag and think about it, nothing happens. But actually something happens. You're sliding down. And then you're sliding down the Hell's Gate. You don't say that you're sliding down the Hell's Gate, right? Something happens, right? Your bills are still the same. Your expenses are still the same. The economy is not getting better, all right? And jobs are getting more and more scarce. And technology is replacing employment. And before you know it, you are in deep trouble. There is a cost of waiting. So you have to put a consequence. So you want to focus more on the Hell's Gate than the Heaven's Door. See, the Heaven's Door doesn't really work unless you introduce Hell's Gate. Okay? So it's kind of like both. And then after you introduce this, you start going to call to action. Okay, so if you have any stackings and savings like supplements, package and stuff, you show that, okay, if you buy, I'm going to show you this package. Okay, so you want to get in right now, here's the fastest way to do it. The best choice is choice number 1. Okay, you have this product, this product, this product, this product. Put all the products down and you put into the, you put into like what is the actual like price of it, retail prices, and then you give a discount. I'm going to show you more later. Number 2, you do a buy versus investment. Buying versus investment, call to action number 2. And call to action number 3 is reduce to ridiculous. These are some of the techniques that you can use. So stacking and savings is super simple. How you do is you list down all the retail price of the products, and then you total them down, and you give a grand total, and then you show the package price, and then you show the savings, all in this order. So you first show, okay, you get this, 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 this. The price is this, 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 this. Here's the grand total. Here's the package price, and this is the saving. You get it? So it's to entice them to say, okay, you know what? I really want the product. I get extra saving. I'll go for it. Okay. So that's how you push, rather than selling like small volumes. Now you can push larger PVs when you're doing your presentations. Okay. So if you don't have that, you can find some of the products don't really have stackings and savings. Like you're selling Kangen water in Magic. You can stack up like warranties and stuff like that. Okay. Because those things are actually somewhat worth a certain value as well. Think about it. Second one. So after you do the first call to action, you must do the second call to action. If those who then raise their hands, give them the link, sign them up, move them to sales. If they are not, they're still in the room, they haven't bought yet, you have to do the second call to action. So buy versus investment. I love this one. You ask this question first. People who are wealthy, do they buy or do they invest? And obviously the answer is they invest. Okay? Then you show them. If you buy, what you will potentially buy if you don't sign up, the consequences will happen, health or what will actually happen to you. So for example, if I don't sign up to this business, it costs $1,000 to join this business, or 2,000 or 3,000 US dollars to join the business. If you don't sign up today, the things are still the same. Show inflation. You have to buy inflation. Okay, your 3,000 US dollars goes into inflation. School fees are increasing. Your car repairs, all those things aren't changing. That's why people who don't invest never get wealthier. But you show, if you take this 3,000 today, you have opportunity to make this money. So you can earn more than what you have to pay and have savings and live the life that you want. Simple, right? I love buying an investment. So whether it's a product or business opportunity. Use whiteboard or digital whiteboard. I love it when it's organic versus actually using slides, if it's possible. If not, use slides, it's fine as well. And then show that your choice is an investment. I choose investment. Which one do you choose? Call to action. If you want to invest right now, $3,000, please head over there or give you the link, sign up. Smart, right? Reduce to ridiculous. You take the price and divide 3,000 US dollars, divide by years, months, and days. The key is to not do it like, is to do it one by one, not straight to the end. So you take it like 1,300 US dollars over a year is, per month is, let's say, 60 or something like that. And then per day is like 20 or 10 or something. And then what you do is that, look, it's 10 US dollars a day or 5 US dollars a day. It's essentially buying a beer or buying a coffee per day or buying a pair of sneakers every 2 months. That Nike. Compare that number, you reduce the number and compare that number with a non-essential and say, which one do you choose? I'm not asking you to put in, like I'm asking you to spend the money that is non-essential to you. This is what you tell your customers. Not killing yourself, spending non-essential money and your ability to invest in a life-changing future. Okay, that's the whole point. So I want to give you, so these are some of the closing techniques. Okay, and you can access this video and you can take the screenshot on all of this so you can use them, right? So let's put it all together, which is going to be your fun work today. All right. So what you're going to do is that I want you to write this down into a comment, which is your fun work. And when you put this together, how do you use the gravitational blueprint presentation? Gravitational presentation blueprint. So GPB, right? Not GBP, right? Is that you are going to take a piece of paper and you're going to write down, answer all these questions. Okay, so what's the problem? Not solve. What is the cause? Call to participate. Write this all down. Write this 2, the 3, and then the 4. Once you crafted all of this, that's your blueprint, and you take it and then you put it into it's the backbone to build your PowerPoint slides and your presentation. That's what you're going to do. But first you have to answer this question, which leads me to this. Some of you are probably asking, right? Can you give me a format for this company or that company? Don't be your face in the crowd, right? Be authentically you. Create something that you can own. So when you speak with power and congruence. And that is what people are looking for when they buy, so they trust you, okay? So I want to give you a nice format of it. I'm going to give you some example, right? So let's say you're selling a supplement, right? You should say like, or let's say you're selling a supplement. That'll be great. Or let's go and talk about business opportunities, right? Let's do recruitment. I like recruitment. So let's start with this. Have you noticed that the economy is shrinking at unprecedented rates? And have you noticed that a lot of people around us are losing jobs? The question we need to ask is that our jobs, are they really sustainable? Because even though you can earn the money, right, the money that you want, that can sustain you, the question is, what does it cost you for not earning the income that you truly want? Right? Or not earning multiple sources of income when the economy is so unstable. So what does it cost you for not having those additional? So I'm not even talking about the fantasy of having much income, right? See, I'm going after the cost. So are you open to consider that you can build a solid part-time income that can be equal or more of your current income? Okay, just exploring. Are you open to it? Yes, great. So then you go into it's called the evacuation, right? So you can talk about like alternatives, okay? So let's talk about earning side incomes. And there are some really powerful ways to do it. There are stocks, there are real estate investments, okay? But here's the thing, those things requires a huge amount of capital, which in this day or time, capital and cash is really, really scarce. And even if you have cash, you probably want to keep it for emergency, isn't it? So those alternatives don't work, you see. Those alternatives are probably a waste, right? But what you want to do is also be careful, because now you want to consider going out and looking for other income with low costs and high returns. There are a lot of things that might be dangerous, like Ponzi schemes and money games and stuff like that, right? So be careful what you look for. In fact, I'm going to show you 3 things to watch out when you sign up for a network marketing company, especially when you consider network marketing. Because in network marketing is a reputable and legit business, there are some money games which is represented as network marketing. So I'm going to teach you 3 ways to understand if the company is legit or not. Okay? So number 1, look for this, number 2, and number 3. Then you go to your business plan and you show them number 1, number 2, number 3. It's all there. All right? and then you do the recap. So let me show you. So I show you how the business makes you this much money. They can replace your part-time income, whatever, right? And I show you that there are deliverables, right? So when you sign up, you get all of this, you get this package and stuff like that. And when you do, you get to have all of this. But if you don't take action today, things aren't going to change. Bills won't get paid itself. Jobs are still shrinking, economies are shrinking. Okay, landscape is going to change, right? So stacking savings, right? Show them the savings, all right? Buying versus investing, reduce to ridiculous, same thing. Okay, so you kind of get the gist, right? Okay, remember these are the resources. Apply them, and remember if you found work is I want you to share before we end. I know it's a long session today because there's a lot to cover. I want you to share your greatest lesson in the comments below as soon as this ends, and I want you to take your time tomorrow to prepare your framework, all right, as what I shown earlier, okay, and share it in the comments. And last not least, take that and go and rebuild your presentation slides using a framework. Okay, remember, again, you might be given some slides. Look at it critically. Is it repelling or is it actually gravitational? Makes all the difference, right? This is your fun work, and post your greatest comment, prepare the framework, use the tools, right? That's it for today, and I'll see you in module number 3, which is AC/DC, right? Have a great day, guys. Love you and keep fighting the good fight.